A YouTuber by the name of Prescott.
Prescott-y Huddlecoat.
No, not that Prescott. Recently tagged me in a video asking to collaborate. He seemed so chill, I just had to take him up on the offer. So I told him to record me a review of LarryBoy in the Rumor Weed and then link it to me on YouTube. That way I could edit it together and we could make a dual review. Here is that review featuring Prescott.
Prescott-y Huddlecoat.
No, not that Prescott.
So I watched the episode of VeggieTales, LarryBoy, the Rumor Weed, and it is super good. It teaches us that it's not good to spread rumors. We should go to the person that we're spreading them about, like before we spread them, you know, and ask them if it's true. God doesn't want us to spread rumors, especially not bad ones. Anyway, we start off the episode with LarryBoy stopping a crime in progress with a thug stealing these two kids' milk money, which is not cool. He stops the criminal and, you know, is giving Alfred a status report that he fixed everything. When suddenly he knocks over a weed, which hits a power line, gets zapped, and then falls into the sewer. Yeah, that couldn't cause anything, Larry thought, I bet, because he kind of just walks away, completely unfazed. Anyway, that plant, as you could have guessed, probably gets mutated. Yeah, it gets mutated and turns into the rumor weed. So basically, we cut to Alfred telling these kids at a school a story about how he saved the banquet. These kids are kind of not feeling the story. Anyway, the teacher of the school asks them if he wants to stay after school, you know, do stuff with the kids and all. And Alfred says, no, I gotta go home. I'm kind of tired. I want to recharge my batteries. Well, the kids take this too seriously, two in particular. And as they're walking home from school, think to themselves, is Alfred a robot? Yeah. No, he's not. But the rumor weed hears them and keeps asking them what the secret is, you know. They eventually tell them that their theory is Alfred's a robot, and that's when the rumor weed starts telling everyone, and I mean everyone. So rumor weed starts telling everyone this, like, you know, rumor that's not true. And yeah, so it starts spreading, and it gets more powerful and more powerful and more powerful by everybody that's spreading this rumor. So basically, LarryBoy is called in by the mayor to stop it, because the mayor doesn't believe anything about Alfred, you know. And, you know, so LarryBoy goes to try to stop it, and weeds are kind of hard to take care of, so he can't really stop it. But yeah, you know, and Alfred is kind of oblivious to this rumor yet, until he goes to warn the town about, you know, rumor weed, and they're all very scared of him, not rumor weed. It shows us that rumors can hurt friendships, it can hurt families, you know? It can hurt the people that you're spreading rumors about. This is why you should go to them first. Anyway, he is very, you know, distraught about all this and very sad. They're all very scared of him because they think he's some deadly robot. And anyway, we cut to basically the teacher guy from earlier. The two kids that were spreading the rumor, those are his kids, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch VeggieTales. I've only watched this episode. I think those are his kids. Anyway, he's asking, like, everybody what they're so scared about, you know, and they're like, Alfred, he's a robot, you know, and they're like, who told you that, you know, because the teacher's, like, a friend of Alfred, and they're like, you know, the weed, and so he asks, like, the weed, did you make this up? And the weed's like, I got it from two reliable sources, and then they kind of find out the kids did it. Well, the kids kind of come to the realization, like, you know, like, maybe this wasn't good, and the dad kind of explains sometimes, you know, that it's a figure of speech. They didn't mean he was going to go charge batteries. Kind of teaches them. So the kids are like, oh, okay, Alfred's not a robot. And they notice the weed kind of shrinks a little bit and starts sprouting flowers instead. So basically, you know, everybody kind of comes to the realization Alfred's not a robot. They stop the rumor, and the rumor weed kind of dies out and just becomes this beautiful flower thing. LarryBoy is saved, you know, and it teaches us don't spread rumors. The music in this episode is 10 out of 10, 100%. It is so good, and the episode is a solid 9.5 out of 10 for me. Hope you guys like this review.
A fantastic review from Prescott. In short, I agree with everything he said except for the final rating. I'd give it more of an 11 out of 10. And I have a personal appreciation for the music of Rumor Weed, because it has only one traditional VeggieTales song. It kind of leans more into the, you know, theatrical score, making it feel higher stakes, which I really like. I like when a goofy show like VeggieTales makes a higher stakes episode like Rumor Weed or Esther, right? Esther's a great example. But yeah, it was a joy collaborating with Prescott, and here's to hoping he goes back and binges the entire VeggieTale library. Chronologically.